Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. As per usual, whenever I do these weekly videos, these are usually one of my favorite videos I get to make all throughout the week. We're gonna go very in-depth on all the potential rumors and speculations and trends and all that good stuff, as well as quite a few employee confirmations and other little bits and pieces of information for all the places out there for you guys to go potentially buy the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and some GPUs too as well. As I mentioned, this is usually probably the one video you guys should go watch every single week, because I'm gonna go pretty deep into all the places when they last restocked and all of that, just so you guys all know my overall probability of it actually dropping all throughout this week. So typically you guys will have a pretty good amount of information, and it will cover up all the retailers, all the side retailers, and all of that good stuff too as well. And also, if you guys saw my video last night, we actually do have another brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway going on the channel itself starting as of today. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on to be entered on in to win in the actual giveaway itself, or use the link trade links down below for bonus giveaway entries. And as well, we also do have a lovely sponsor for this video too, which we'll get to in a second. But as well, make sure you guys always give a lot of love to these sponsors, because they usually let me go do cool things like giveaways or PlayStation console giveaways, and basically give back to all of you guys. So I always do love and support whenever you guys go and do that for me and help out the sponsors in general. So thank you guys always so much for doing that. But without further ado, here's going to go into the actual sponsor of today's video. And after that, we're going to go and talk about all the best locations for the PlayStation 5. So make sure you guys are subscribed, like the video, and comment down below your overall thoughts. And I love you guys all so much for being here. And let's go roll into the sponsor itself. Roll it. A huge thanks to YourCityKeys.com for sponsoring this video. YourCityKeys.com is a website to buy loads of different game keys, Windows keys, Steam keys, gift cards, and more. As I mentioned, they even have PlayStation Network cards out there for you guys to go buy and pick on up. YourCityKeys.com provides genuine lifetime software keys. This is verifiable and unlocked forever, but more on that in a second. And especially with the Windows 10 announcement on the way soon, this is totally the place to go and buy. Especially if you guys are building a brand new PC build, or if you guys are just using a very old version of Windows that won't actually be automatically upgraded to Windows 11. Over here, we actually have the Windows 10 Pro keys available on the website for just $20. But if you guys use the codes SC20, you guys can actually go get 20% off of your purchases. We'll actually have a few links down below for different various types of Windows 10 keys, such as the Windows 10 Pro, Windows 10 Home, and also the Office 2 as well. If you guys want to go check out all the normal prices with the links down below, Windows 10 Pro is $16, Windows 10 Home is $15, and Office 2016 is only $28.50. All these are linked down below with the Bitly links you guys can go and use and go straight to the website if you guys would like. They're all verifiable and also permanently activated whenever you guys go and use them. You guys can also go and even check the license expiration dates to see that the keys are all permanently activated. Thank you guys so much, Your City Keys, for sponsoring this video, and all of you guys for watching it in the first place. Checking out the links down below for all the Windows Home and Office keys you guys would need, and there's also a bunch of other really cool game products too as well on the website itself. And make sure you guys go use code SC20 for the 20% off code. Now onto the actual video itself. And thank you once again, Your City Keys, for sponsoring this portion of the video itself, and let's go dive into the actual weekly news as of now. So, as I mentioned, we have a lot of really good rumors floating around all throughout this week. We have a lot of things. I have them all written down for us to go dig out into. So, let's go dive on into it. So, the number one, I think, major place you're going to be looking for all throughout this week is going to be on the GameStop restocks. So, while you guys might be thinking I'm going to be kind of putting a lot of pressure onto them this week, we have actually not seen a proper good GameStop restock in quite some time, and as well, they've also been pretty consistent on around about a 2 to 3 week cycle when it comes to them giving out consoles, restocking, etc, etc. As well, we also haven't seen too much Xbox Series X news when it comes to GameStop, so I do think a lot of this movement is going to be really good for GameStop. As you guys probably know, when it comes to that, like I said, we did not have a GameStop restock last week, and typically we have a chance for them to kind of build up stock too, and usually we have been seeing more of like a 2 to 3 week cycle when it comes to all of their restocks and restocking areas. As well, when it comes to Xboxes, we haven't been seeing too many Xbox Series X stock when it comes to GameStop. We've been seeing a little bit more on the PS5 wise too as well, so it would make a lot of sense too if they also work in both. Probably most likely a double drop, because if you guys remember on the previous drop, there was also GPUs mixed on in. But we also had our last Xbox restock too. There's a little bit more mixed done in with GameStop, but the major one that I remember seeing a lot of stock going to was the walk-in one that was around 3 weeks ago or so when it comes to GameStop. So a likelihood for GameStop doing a restock this week. I'm not sure on the exact dates, but we've seen a very heavily focus on GameStop on Wednesdays. It's probably going to be a pretty nice 80% to 85% chance. I do think there's always that baby chance they don't want to do a restock, whether the stock is not there or just maybe overall they're still maybe trying to maybe prep up for another walk-in, because we know they have done walk-ins before. There is always a somewhat okay chance for that, but realistically, I do think they're going to be working in another online order in the very near future, especially I think for this week. We also do have a nice indicator from GameStop. This is not 100%, but a lot of the times whenever GameStop's about to go and restock, we have seen them go and either tweet about their like pro membership thing, where basically you go pay some money for an early access to get your Xbox or GPU or PS5. And as well, we've also seen it up on Instagram and also in emails. So I'd probably go and say that realistically, if any of that stuff does go and happen, like we see the tweets or messages from GameStop, that does bump up the likelihood to like 90% or so. They usually have been doing it maybe like 1 or 2 days before the actual restock happens. So I'm just letting you guys all know that's something we're going to be 100% on the lookout for. But just based on overall trends and based on previous weeks and based on previous stock and all of that, I think there will be a very, very likely drop for both the PlayStation bundles as well as Xbox bundles. We have not seen too many individual stock besides when we did walk-ins a while back, so we can probably be just assuming there's not going to be anything for crazy for walk-ins, but a very good online retail restock. For GameStop, once again, they have kind of worked in other dates like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but we have seen a lot of consistencies when it comes to Wednesday dates for GameStop. So I'd probably say be on the lookout for that. We've also seen the drop time kind of change a little bit. We've been seeing a little bit on the 10 o'clock side, but also at the 2 o'clock side. But the most recent drops have all been around that 10 a.m. range, so a little bit earlier than we're expecting. So just getting you guys know the chance and likelihood of that keeps on bumping up and up and up. And as I mentioned, the trends themselves are also looking pretty good for this week for GameStop as well. Our next major spot to be on the lookout for is probably going to be on the Best Buy restock. So we always could as well have maybe another week reset when it comes to Best Buy for them to go build up a little bit more additional stock. We do know they actually had a pretty nice restock 2 weeks ago or so. We did see stock arrive last week, but even as I mentioned that video and from our employee contacts, it did kind of seem like the stock itself wasn't fully there. It seemed like a smaller amount of stock, and we have seen the previous thing happen before where Best Buy itself can actually go and receive stock, and they can kind of go and sit on it for a little while to build up stock for their next major waves of restocks. So letting you guys all know that Best Buy, I'm going to probably give it like a nice like 50-50 this week. GameStop, I'd probably put money on. If I was trying to get one, I'd be for sure on that. But for Best Buy itself, we sometimes do see them do about a 2-week off and then like 3 to 4 weeks on. So based on just like the previous trends and what they do, this could either be a smaller restock wave, so it could maybe have a restock kind of start again and maybe have like 1 or 2 or 3 weeks in a row for Best Buy restocking. Or this could be the second week where it's a little bit more on the drier side, and then next week it'll have a lot more bigger stock available. So I'm kind of tossed in between either or. We have not seen any GPU restocks though in a little bit for Best Buy, so it also not surprise me if you also saw a GPU normal restock this week. But as well, also Xboxes. We've seen like a little bit of Xboxes in these restock ranges, not the crazy amounts, but like not the worst amounts. So letting you guys know that there is also a pretty high likelihood of an Xbox Series X restock or Xbox Series X bundles happening over at Best Buy throughout this week if there is no PS5. So even if there is no PS5 stuff and we're on like that second week for kind of filling up stock and receiving stock, I will 100% let you guys know. So make sure you guys have your notifications on the channel. If employees receive stock, if we can maybe find some warehouse information to see if warehouse consoles are shipping around and being sent to a bunch of different other places, or if there actually is going to be a restock going on or not. So be on the lookout for that. Best Buy usually will be dropping around like from like 10 a.m. to around 5 p.m. range, give or take. It varies. We have seen them do drops on Mondays and Thursdays and Fridays, and we've seen GPUs on Wednesdays. So those are all probably the major dates we'll be on the lookout for, but it does at least look a lot more likely for this week. But once again, as I mentioned, it could also be reset, and then maybe we'll have more bigger restocks next week as well. So letting you guys know on that. Some other big ones to be on the lookout for. Amazon. I keep on saying that Amazon's starting to get more on the very overdue stock range, mainly on the fact that Amazon did a restock kind of actually at this point like around 3 weeks ago or so. It's been some time, and typically we usually kind of see a lot more restocks happening after the UK restocks and other areas like India and stuff go and restock. So we'll let you guys know. It would not surprise me if we saw a lot more of the UK kind of finishing up their stock supplies. We've touched on that on the channel a lot, or maybe the UK just throughout this entire week will be getting a lot of extra stock. So I'm just letting you guys all know, be on the lookout for the Amazon UK, because it does maybe bump up the likelihood of another restock happening in the near future for us in America. So Always nice to go and see that. But I still have not seen any Amazon stock showing up yet so far. But that also could mean that maybe other locations can maybe have stock too as well, like in New York or like, Florida or whatever. But I'll 100% let you guys know if we see any stock arrivals. We did see a leak around like a week and a half ago or so from Amazon with some consoles there. But I think a lot of us were just alluding and assuming that was going to be some Amazon warehouses. But I always have the Amazon links down below too as well. So in case you guys do want to go pick up any of the extra stock for that, you guys could always go creep on that. Same thing too as well with our sponsor for this video is links too as well if you guys want to check that out and support it on up. But like I said, Amazon, I'd probably give it like a 30% chance if we maybe see it later on throughout this week or maybe on the weekends. But if we do see any stock arriving, I'll let you guys know on the channel 100%. And hopefully we'll actually have a pretty good Amazon restock. Usually Amazon restocks are a little bit more on the bigger end, which is always nice to go and see too, as long as they build up the stock here for us in Amazon America. But like I said, we haven't seen too many indicators for it. They usually seem about like around a 5-week or so cycle, and they always they usually like to go and switch up the drop time. So we've seen like 7 a.m., we've seen like 10 a.m., we've seen 11 p.m., we've seen 2 a.m. in the morning. So it's always kind of hard to pinpoint Amazon itself. They're kind of a little bit of a wild card when it comes to all the restocks, besides the warehouses that just kind of flow around every now and then. Now as well, Target actually did go and do their restock last week. It was not a bad restock, but usually just based on the trends, that probably means that we could be a little bit more on the freer side when it comes to overall stock. So probably no PlayStation 5 restocks, but typically after all these restocks happen, if you guys saw my video yesterday, a lot of employees can sometimes go and release you bonus extra stock if they were not picked up or they're not allocated for. As well, they also can sometimes just have stock that was just never bought. So basically like a bank issue or something like that. So we might see a few little baby bits of Target walk-ins. We're not 100% sure if it will or will not happen, but we sometimes do see some leftover stock that is available to be bought and picked on up. Depends on the store, depends on the employees, depends on all of that. But we'll also probably keep on seeing a pretty continuous chain of Xbox Series X consoles floating around, because we keep on seeing them restock more in the early mornings around like the 6 to 10 a.m. range, depending on your zip code itself. It's always worth casually checking to see whenever you guys wake up to see if your local store does have any Xbox Series X stock, especially if you guys are still on the lookout for and trying to find them in general, because they usually are pretty nice to go and pick on up. They're still pretty good consoles. I do like them, but I know a lot of you guys out there still focus on the PlayStation 5, and I'd probably put the likelihood of Target dropping a PS5, besides the walk-ins, extremely low, especially because we just had that restock happen to us last week. As well, the next major big boy is going to be on the Walmart. Now, Walmart actually has a little bit of a chance. We did go and see some okay movement on Walmart before, mainly for the PlayStation 5s, but I do think if there is going to be a Walmart restock this week, which would probably be up on Thursday if it does, it might be just a smaller restock. Walmart's been kind of crazy these past like 2 months, where they had like pure PS5 digital restocks, which were kind of weird because then they also upgraded a lot of them because they did not have the stock to PS5 disc editions. And then the last Walmart restock for the PS5 disc editions basically just never went good at all. And like literally it just instantly sold out within 2 seconds. A lot of bots and a lot of scalpers apparently actually had a chance to go buy those. We made a few videos on that. So I'm not sure on Walmart. Based on trends, we can maybe see a small restock, but I think Walmart may even want to take a week off of this to go and let everything go and reset and kind of fix all the scalping and stock issues and bot issues, because there actually are some people out there who have still not received their consoles from the previous Walmart drops, which is never fun and never good to go and see. So I'm going to let you guys know Walmart's a little bit wild card for at least for me on speculations. I'm not sure exactly, but if they did somehow go and fit and organize up all of their actual orders, and they basically made sure it was all working, and they had all those like maybe canceled bot orders or scalping orders, or they just have additional stock, we can maybe see a restock for them. I'll put them at like a 40% chance, because there is always a chance they could have it internally and be fine, or just do like a pure PS5 digital, or even just another Xbox wave. But I think people are still also waiting for their Xbox Series X consoles, so it does kind of tone down the likelihood on for a lot of that stuff in general. So I'm not 100% sure. We'll probably find more information throughout the week, or maybe on Wednesday, Thursday. When it comes to Walmart, we'll have to kind of see how many people in the community have also received their consoles from the previous drops, but it would not surprise me if we maybe saw Walmart kind of go and sit down and out throughout this week. And that's going to be the end of all the major big boyos, but of course, we actually always have some really good news when it comes to the side retailers too as well. So I'm going to give you guys the heads up for all that. We're going to go in the deep dive for all the other places like the online stores, walk-in stores, etc. And right now, Now, on to part two for all the other locations we're going to be on the lookout for all throughout this week. We actually have quite a few good rumors and a lot of good confirmations too as well when it comes to some walk-in news, side retailers, and some other things too as well. Let's go and dive on into it. So number one is going to be an nigh. As I'm sure you guys always know, they always say that they want to go into at least one next-gen restock overall. So that twice, don't mind me, every single week. And so far, they've been very consistent on that throughout the past few months. The one major thing is they actually did go and do both a GPU and PS5 restock last week, but that also does mean that there is some likelihood for both a Xbox Series X, which they have not done in quite some time on their actual website itself or on Twitter, so that probably bumps up the likelihood of that very, very high, or they could always go do a cop-out and do an Xbox Series S bundle, which I think they may stop trying to go do that, mainly because not many people are buying it. They'll probably keep on still making them, but more so maybe not classify that as their next gen restock. Maybe we'll keep on doing that for the next few weeks or so, but it definitely does not seem like it's instantly selling on out, especially with Xbox Series S's being normally available in other locations. But at least the Xbox Series X has not restocked at online in quite some time, so definitely be on the lookout for them if you guys would like. As well, Costco and Sam's Club. For both of them, they are both very, very much overdue. They both do bundles too as well, such as online does. They both do bundles, and on top of that, we've also been seeing a little bit more extra movement when it comes to Walmart on all their extra additional stock, so that also does bump up the likelihood for Sam's Club as well. But it's been quite some time, a few weeks for both, since the last PS5 or Xbox Series X restocks. I'd probably say they're both looking very, very likely, Costco especially, for some PlayStation 5 bundles. Those are usually more so earlier in the day itself. And then also I've kind of typically see a lot of that stuff more in the Monday, Wednesday range. We usually see a lot of online Costco, Sam's Club around them, and all the other big boys usually like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But as letting you guys all know, the likelihood of those happening both throughout this week are bumping up a lot more than you guys would go and expect. So at least we'll probably be definitely keeping our eyes on that the best we can. Newegg actually did go do a restock later on in last week, so basically around, I think it was on Thursday or Friday. So let's be on the lookout in case they want to work in their actual drops with their shuffles. They usually, I feel like, have been trying to work in at least once a week or so, which is always very nice to go and see. So keep on being on the lookout for them in case you guys want to try to go join on in and get the raffles for that. As well, also speaking on raffles, we have two other raffles floating around. Number one is always the PS Direct. We have not actually seen a PlayStation Direct in quite some time, so I will also go bump up the likelihood of one of those happening all throughout this week as way higher. But on top of that too, we also have not seen any of the emails floating around, because we usually see the emails beforehand, and then we get to see people going and getting their consoles and doing a PS Direct right afterwards. But I do think that it made Sony maybe take a little bit of a break from that, because they were double selling and triple selling to people who already own their PlayStation 5 consoles, and that's definitely not what they want to go and do. So if they have all their stuff and their systems all worked out and they're able to go and sell some consoles and such, then you guys can go and, well, pick them on up. So hopefully we actually have a pretty good chance all throughout this week for another one happening. We've seen a lot of Tuesdays and Thursday dates, and as soon as we actually go and see the emails, we pretty much have a confirmed PS5 restock going on. So we'll definitely be on the lookout for that, and it is very much overdue, so I am expecting probably one at least at some point throughout this week. There is always the chance they don't do it, of course, but I'd be expecting it. As well, we also do have some walk-in news, as I've went and covered. Myers, we've been seeing quite a few people. We cover this news a lot in the morning videos as well. A lot of people getting their consoles from Myers. They're getting some good restocks, getting good stock numbers, etc., etc. So I'm just letting you guys all know that the likelihood for that is bumping way higher, as well as also maybe worth it to go check your local Myers store, ask employees, be polite to employees or whatever, and they might have a pretty good chance of you guys getting some consoles in the near future. Whether you guys just want to be nice and polite, ask them about getting stock or whatever it is, you guys always can totally go and do that. But as well, some of them actually just have little stock, like literally stock inside the shelves. So if you guys are getting your groceries or whatever, keep on checking that out if you guys would like. And as well, also BJ's for the Xbox Series X's. They also have been kind of floating in on out in the New York regions, and also a few on occasional online orders. So definitely be on the lookout for that in case you guys are trying to get and receive any consoles for all of that. On top of that, too, we also have been seeing a little bit of rumors as well when it comes to Fred Meyers and Kroger's. We still have not seen any major stuff on that, but we'll let you guys know. As well, we also have been seeing raffle systems for all of you guys all throughout the week. I believe the dates we keep on seeing are like the 15th through 17th. So if any of you guys are in active military, they are actually entering in for a chance to basically get like sign on up for a chance to go buy a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X console. We're seeing more Xbox Series X stock than PS5 stock from that. But I just want to let you guys all know, if you guys are in military, active military, have family in military, or any of that stuff, it does look a lot more likely all throughout this week for you guys to go pick that on up from the stores or try to get into your raffles themselves. We also do always have the occasional things such as Gamefly. Gamefly has been teasing a PlayStation 5 restock throughout the week itself, so be on the lookout for that. They did go do an Xbox Series X 2 weeks ago or so they do at least have the stock and the bundles sitting around for there. And as well, we always it's kind of nice to go and see at least some more confirmed stuff floating around. So the likelihood for that's very, very high. And we always do have those more side retailers, such as like B&H Photo, that is by, they believe in having some big like online orders on occasion. And also I keep on saying it wouldn't surprise me if we see more mom and pop stores, more rental game stores, like those smaller game stores, and as well as also a few other little smaller places, like those mid-tier places, getting some additional PS5 stock floating around. As well, we also may go work in some weird occasional things, such as like a Kohl's restock, or those other weird like Urban Outfitters ones. It would not surprise me, because it's been a very long time since we've seen them actually do a proper normal restock. And also that means that probably stock has either been bulking on up, or Sony has additional stock that's overdue to these people if they have the contracts for it. So be on the lookout for all of that. And also, of course, there's always those chances for those really weird or smaller retailers, but I try to cover the major ones that will most likely be restocking. We also do have some rumors as well for Belk for some walk-in stuff. I'll keep you guys up to date if we hear more rumors on additional Belk walk-ins, but they did have a confirmed restock going on a few days ago through the credit card that some of you guys actually had a chance to go and buy and get. So that's pretty much all about it for us in America. We also do have a little bit of UK news too as well. The UK actually has been having a lot of restocks all throughout these past few weeks. So to definitely be on the lookout for all of them if you guys would like to. Mainly on the fact that some of them also do ship to America, but as well, a lot of you guys watching my videos, we do have like an okay UK base. So letting you guys all know that we've been seeing lots of movement from pretty much every big store. Some stores have moved, but if you guys for some odd reason have not had a chance to get a restock yet so far, be on the lookout for them. They're overdue for a lot of places in the UK, and it would not surprise me if the UK actually yoinked up some of our stock here from us in America. And as well, also Indian stuff, I think is right now currently at a big restock pause, and we've also been seeing a little bit of stock showing up in other regions such as the Koreas and also a little bit in China. So letting you guys know on that. But this week might be a little bit of a middle week. We might have a few little restocks mixed on in, but it would not surprise me if you also had a little bit more of a drier streak just based on previous last weeks and other trends as well, and also with the UK getting stock. But on the bright side, that means that next week might be really good. But we have a lot of good places to be on the lookout for. I hope this week will be a very good week for all of you guys out there trying to get your consoles as well. Make sure you guys go give some love to our sponsor for this video, Your CD Keys, as we mentioned before. All those links are linked down below in the sponsor itself. Make sure you guys give them some love and support them on up, or recommend them to a friend, because it does go and help out for our PS5 giveaways. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on for our PS5 giveaways. And of course, as always, make sure you guys follow up the Twitter and Twitch stream, Amazon links, and the Weebles and Coinbase is always linked down below. I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Like the video if you guys made it this far. Comment down below your thoughts, and I'll see you guys up on the next video all throughout today and the rest of this week. We'll try our best to give you guys the best information we can. I love you guys all so much, and thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Love you guys.